Hi.
Hi, how you guys doing? Welcome to our page once again. In our last video, we issued out uh, a chance for you, our fans and viewers, to ask us a couple of questions.
You have fans?
I get fans now.
Yeah.
To ask a couple of questions that you would like to know about us, how we do some things, how we go about some things, a little insights on our marriage pattern and our lifestyle. So,
Yeah. Even before we made the video, we've had questions from people. How do you do this? What's with this? How do you do that? This and that. Every now and then. So we just thought to make a video, and just answer some questions. A few questions actually, about 5 or 6 questions. So we're going to get right into it.
okay, my fans. Uh, so the first question is, please tell us what point or situation made you know that this fine bubble, that is Bitcoin, in quotes, they enter your eye and is the one for you. So the question is this.
Ha!
Yeah, take my.
Let me read it again. Please
Yeah.
tell us what what was the point or the situation that made you know this fine bubble is what is this? This fine bubble the enter your eye and is one for you. At what point did I know it was entering my eye? Like the first time I saw him, it was in the church, like we were in the choir. So he doesn't know how to sing, but it was in the engine department. So like it was, I just got to school that time, so I just started attending the said church. So I don't know, I just noticed him because he was very quiet, reserved, not like that area is Jebu, so the kind of men that were there, I'm sorry to everybody that were in Oru that knows the church, that went to the church, I'm sorry, but like they were, I won't say grass, they were not put together, just jaga jaga anyhow. He was really, he really comported himself. He used to be quiet, and anytime I make jokes he would always laugh. Like he would laugh more than every other person, like, bro. So I noticed, I liked him. Like it was like the first time I saw him, I liked him. Like, this person is so calm, and he doesn't talk much, he just laughs. When I noticed that if I talk, he comes out of his shell, he laughs more than. So it was at that point I'm like, okay, I like this guy. So that was when it started entering my eye. I even had to, when he left, he graduated from me, so I had to ask for his number. That this brother, we don't see him again. No, I was even the one that took his number. So at what point did I know he's the one for me? Okay, I was with somebody else that time. I was dating somebody else, and he knew, everybody knew. So he later, when we started to talk, like from afar, he wasn't in school again, but I was still in school. When we started to talk and everything, told me that I was his wife. Like it got to a point, I'm like, bro, hello, like how do you know that? And we kept trying to, but I tried to get my own conviction. I had to pray about it because he seemed really serious about it, and the chemistry we had was not of this world. Like I don't think I'd ever liked anybody like that. I really liked him so much. It took years of begging me to date me. I didn't agree because I had somebody, but the chemistry the bond was so much. Like I felt like it wasn't natural, but I started to pray about it. I prayed and I had several dreams, several revelations. Like it was so convincing. I just knew that, oh, this is what God made for me. And when you meet somebody, I don't know, I feel like when you meet the person, everything will just gel. It's like a puzzle, two incomplete puzzles, and they just meet, and it was just so perfect. I just knew it. I just, plus the dream I had and everything. So that was how I knew he's the one for me. So I think most questions here are directed to me. I don't know why, but I think you should also say, like
A little bit of more.
no, how the question you're like answering like is directed to you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. How what made you attracted to me, and how did you know I was the one for you? Let's try and be
Okay.
yeah.
The first time I saw her, she was in the choir. I was, I was still, hmm, I was not much of a church person then. I was still coming up in Christ and all, and I was still trying to fight my foot in faith, so to say. So I came to church then. I think that was after my COS then. So I saw her. I was really drawn to her, and there is no. There was this thing that used to happen. Anytime I'm in church, I would always lose focus wherever it is that the preacher is preaching. The our shepherd then would always stay at the left side of the church when he's preaching. But I'm always focused on the right side, wherever she is.
I'm a beautiful girl.
I'm always I took it to myself. I said I'm going to join the choir because of this girl.
Hey Jesus.
Yeah, I joined the choir.
And I didn't even know. I thought I met you there.
For real?
I thought I met you. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I felt like maybe you were not
Oh,
around.
okay,
Yes.
okay.
When I joined, maybe you went for COS.
I was, yeah,
I just know I
exactly.
started to see you.
So I got closer, and I got to a very nice proximity because back then the kind of person I was, I'm not the type of person that would just walk up and say, hey, Alpha, I want it. No, there are steps to it. So I was at the finishing stage of my mission. When I got to know she was dating someone, I was like, God, even me. Then from that state, I kept trying. I was like, okay, even if I'm not going to be your boyfriend, at least I'll try for the position of executive bestie. So I tried for the bestie stage. It worked out over a while. Then she was still not. She was really, really deep into who she was with then, and she was not really ready to break. So I just gave up, Jai.
So
then we lost contact.
That's like how you.
That was when
got
I
attracted
got attracted to her.
So at what point did you know I was the one for you?
So then there was this state where I couldn't get over no matter if something comes up and we break connections and all, stop talking. After 3-4 months, one way or another, by accident, I can't really put it together how it happens, but we'll get talking again. Then if there is no green lights, I will get tired and we'll break off. Then it happened for years like that.
Wilderness again.
Then at some points I told her, yeah, I go die here. I go die. You must marry me. You are my wife. I had dreams then, vivid dreams then. Dreams of different patterns, linking dreams. Okay, thank you. That's the right word to use. A dream that I had the first one, then over a space of like maybe say 1 or 3 months, I have another one that continued from where the last one stopped, or that continued from the meaning of the first one, linking dreams like that. And I knew, no,
wow, I didn't know.
This person, now my wife be this. Now my wife, now you. I told her I'm going to marry you. So there was the whole thing. That was how it's just made up and started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Thank God.
Yep.
Thank Jesus.
Hallelujah.
So the second question is, how did you meet Mr. Adekoya? I think we already answered that.
Yeah, we were
met in church.
In church, yeah.
Please, where else? What was your first impression of him? We've answered this question. My first impression of him, calm, put together. You know, that's it. That's basically it. Was calm, was put together. It was different. So the next question. It's directed to me. Mrs. Adekoya, how do you cope with your makeup business, your baby, and still manage the home, ma? Thanks to this wonderful, amazing chocolate.
I can bite you.
Thanks to my husband. He's very, very amazing. He actually takes care of my daughter when I have to go to work. Even as early as sometimes when I have to leave very early, 5:30, 5, he's always there. And if he has, no, actually, when he takes care of her in the morning, he'll drop her off at school. Then he goes out when he has to actually go to work. When he's around, he stays with her while I go. Sometimes at night, he will still come and pick her and then come and pick me wherever it is I go to. Like, it's so amazing. He deserves
Tell me money.
you deserve billions,
Blank check.
gazillions actually. You are so amazing. Whatever.
No, it is not good.
Seriously, so he helps me, and when he has to work, when he's not available, we just drop her with grandma. So that's it. He's the bone, the what they call it, Yoruba people say, is the shoulder that is carrying my head. Just have to spoil it. So what else? There are 2 more questions. Yeah, read this one.
Yeah. Do you people quarrel at all? Because the energy in your posts or content are amazing. Yes, no. Aremaja will see. There is no. No, it's the truth. There is no such thing as a marriage. If people tell you, we don't fight, it is a lie. In fact, who that try to appear the perfect the most are the most imperfect. So that is the truth. Of course, now she's a lady, I'm a guy. We have different perspective on different things. That is it. We are not always on the same page every time, 100% of the time. Sometimes our beliefs, our approach to things are different. Sometimes there are frictions and all, and there are some things that even I myself that I do sometimes, and I'll be like, I did fuck up too. So that is it. Yes, we have misunderstandings and we fight, but the truth there is, our philosophy is, we don't let our misunderstanding go over 24 hours.
No, not 24 hours.
We actually don't sleep.
Yeah, maybe that
exactly.
would.
I think that's better.
We don't sleep over
we don't over a fight or argument.
When we have an argument, like maybe we are trying to do something now, we have different perspective, and we're trying to like, this is how it should be. Okay, actually, I don't look at what we have arguments, because our arguments, like serious argument, I can count them even since when we've been dating before we got married. It's not like we are always arguing. Most of the time it's like we're trying to like
find a common ground.
So we actually meet each other halfway every time. But if the other one party is out, we feel like, this your approach is going to be better, we'll go for it. Whether it's the wife or the husband, we actually sit down, think about it. And when we have an argument, like a heated argument, we just make sure, no matter, pride is the beginning of downfall. Whoever made that
first destruction in marriage is ego.
When we have an argument, like anybody can say sorry. This is not even after his husband. I used to say, my husband, men now, they cannot be pushing them anyhow. They want to apologize, but I too. I don't even have to be at fault too. Even when my husband is at fault, like I can't even be okay when we are arguing. Like I'm not alright. Like the house is going to be bitter. How are we going to stay without talking to each other? I'm just going to go to him and be like, babe, what you did, I didn't like him. And my husband is always ready to like talk about it and embrace me, and that's it. Like we never sleep over an argument. We have an argument, we are not talking to each other. No. So even when he begs me, sometimes I'm the one at fault. Or women now, I don't know, one way or the other, one person just comes and that's it. Because if you are doing, that's when once you start having, I feel like once you start having lingering arguments, like you kept something in your mind today, you have kept it 2 days, 3 days, another day, like I feel like it's going to be breaking the bond.
Brings rifts.
So you start getting, and when there are so many things that are kept inside, you just sit down and talk about it. And talk and embrace each other.
Yes, we don't bottle up stuff in our marriage at all.
So that's how it is that we're actually, he's my best friend. Like even from time, he has been my. But I don't have a best friend. I don't have. I don't have,
Executive bestie.
I actually don't have friends like that, except my friends from school, and I don't have friends around. I don't have friends, so he's my best friend. I tell him everything, knows everything about me. Trust me, everything. He knows everything about me, so he's my best friend. So it's easy that way. I don't think there's no reason. There's no reason for argument. We're always playing inside this house. So
If you see behind the scene.
so when we argue, we just try to like calm down for each other and just talk about it, and that's it. There's no way, even tongue and see you about say I want to no go maja. I want to fight and they'll settle it because they can't do without each other.
Say it again.
Why?
Akika.
Hey,
Agba.
Jesus Christ. Why did you do that?
So yeah.
I think we have one more question.
Yeah, just one more question. What are the silly habits you discovered your partner has after marriage, and how long did it take to get used to each other's funny habits?
Okay.
Hmm.
This is why you want to open our yansh. You want to hear the things that you're not supposed to be hearing.
So I would like to go first. The first thing that I won't even say the first thing, the major thing, the main thing that I had issues with when we got married is that my wife is always trying to put me in order. Every time she doesn't want me to slack on anything. And the truth is the kind of person that I was before getting married, I was a very carefree person. I was carefree, I was careless, I was living my life like I did not care about tomorrow. I was living my life. I was so free, so to say, if that's the right way to put it. But I didn't have any code of conduct to anything. I was just being loose about the way I was living my life. So the thing is, my wife will say, you are a married man, you can't do this. You are a married man, you hear me say, I familiar now, me will like it, but I am familiar. So with time, I saw the lights in what she was doing. And I saw that no matter how many times I say, she will still come back and still stay. She won't get angry. She will still. So there was a day I sat down and I tried to see things her way. I put myself in her shoes. Then with that, instead of reacting in ways of leave me alone, I just want to do it my way. Then I started to see wisdom, and I started to take her corrections with patience. Even when she does things out of emotion, I will say, okay, no problem. Is that how you want it to be? Then I'll go through that path. And in fact, earlier today, I was talking to someone, and I was telling the person I was before I met this amazing woman, and the person I am now. I'm proud. In fact, I thank God that I listened to those corrections, and I went with her with her corrections. I'm happy that I took those things with patience, because she had this perfect frame of who she wanted me to be, on the good side, total 100% on the good side. So it took me time. It took me about 6 months to adjust into that married man life, so to say, that married man frame, coming out from the street nigga life into the proper way of how things should be done, proper way to talk, proper way to dress, proper way to address issues, the proper way to respond to pressing urgent issues. My wife doesn't like it when I panic. She does not like it when I panic. And the kind of person that I was back then, if something happens, I would only shake, I would only para, she made me see better ways of doing things, more subtle ways, more mature ways of handling situations. So I think that's it. So over to her.
Is that one a habit?
It's a habit, because You dey always do am.
I too do, Abi.
You dey always momming me. She's always momming me all the time.
I know. So
You
that
know.
you be a better person.
So yeah, over to you.
Habits. Do you have any bad habits that I found out about? I'm trying to think about it. Habits. I don't know. The habits are the things he talked about. Just doing things. My husband, Jesus Christ. He does things anyhow. And I don't know. Maybe it's how I was raised. My mom is this person. You can't just come back and just. I don't know. You can't just. There's a way. There's how you should do your things. Drop your stuff. Don't be. Even if you are going to have so many piled up clothes, make them look okay. Like, so when you know all those kind of things, my husband is like direct opposite to. Hey Jesus, he used to like anything just be done anyhow. You know all these things that people used to fight about. You see it online that can you marry a man that will bathe with soap and not rinse the soap out of the
man that will press the toothpaste in the middle. Cause of why?
So just all those little things. I was just very nonchalant about stuff, and you know, it's just like you just have to talk about things to avoid.
Yeah, communication.
If somebody is doing something you don't like and you're just there going behind, they'll keep doing it, and it's going to be like the day you're going to actually flare up, they won't understand where you're coming from. So when I see something, I'll be like, babe, this thing it will be better if it's like this. So I will now show him that way. I show you see that it looks better. So that's just the way. It was just not a challenge. You know, guys and bachelors when they used to live their lives anyhow. So because if you keep doing stuff that way, and I'll just get tired. I'm just going to leave the house anyhow. So it was just those little things. Nothing serious. He's a very amazing human being. I've never seen anybody like him. He's very amazing. Not just towards me, towards everybody. He's a very amazing person. He has and he's strict. He's very strict, but still, he's a strict person. I don't know how to explain it, but he's actually very, like, the man he has actually now grown to become. He's actually very. I don't know the English word, but
Soyoba.
I don't even know the Yoruba word for it. He's actually very painstaking. He's just a husband and a father now. He's much better. He's much better than like he has really. He's even back then. God, that was why I wanted to marry you. Like the first time. Remember the first time I actually saw you after our when we actually saw after you left school, when we saw again and you came. While I was doing my clearance and I hugged you, God, he's such an amazing. But I was so happy to see him. It's very amazing. So I'm already going far like that. So I hope we were able to answer your questions properly. And thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving our love.
Thank you.
Love you too.
We love you, my fans.
My baby, anything you want to add? Oh, you want to kiss? Hey, what's back? Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Kiss me.
What?
You show behind the scene. Yeah.